Bernie Sanders demands $1,200 second stimulus check before Christmas. He told Congress that Congress cannot go home for Christmas until more stimulus is passed. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report, second stimulus check update, and second stimulus package update for December 15th. Happy Tuesday everybody, I hope you're having a great day so far. The Vermont Independent wrote on Twitter, "This is what Democrats and Republicans did in March through the CARES Act. It's what we must do today." Do you believe that a second stimulus check should be approved and sent out before Christmas? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Congress is set to announce the final stimulus package details today. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin have been in discussions over the weekend. They've been working with a bipartisan group of lawmakers to pass more stimulus relief. So folks, it looks like a second stimulus bill and a second stimulus package might be approved before the end of the year. And before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click the notifications bell, and let's get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that a $1,200 stimulus check should be sent out right now. My message to our politicians is to pass the stimulus. The great hardworking American people need help now. Congress must pass the stimulus. If you agree, then leave a comment down below saying I agree.
Down to the wire, as we've been for a long time now on stimulus, lawmakers announcing their latest proposal for another round of economic relief with programs set to expire at the end of this month. And we begin there with Jessica Smith, who joins us now with the latest on where things stand, Jess. And things are always standing somewhere, which is not quite at the finish line when it comes to stimulus. But as of this morning, on this Tuesday, what do we know and where are proposals at as of right now?
Well, we're waiting to see what congressional leadership is going to do with this bipartisan proposal that this group of lawmakers has put forward. We talked about that $908 billion compromise bill that group was working on. They couldn't get past the two biggest sticking points, so they broke it up into two different proposals. The first is a $748 billion package that has the measures that are not as controversial in it. So you have $300 a week in enhanced UI, you have an extension of the expiring unemployment insurance programs.
According to Yahoo Finance, Congress announces final stimulus package details today. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin have been in discussions over the weekend. The proposal seems to have two parts that total $908 billion in pandemic relief. One part will include aid to the unemployed and to small businesses. The second part is more controversial. It includes liability protections and aid for state and local governments, according to Yahoo Finance. By splitting the provisions, Congress has made it more likely that some stimulus will be included in the government spending bill. This must be passed by Friday, December 18th, or the government will shut down. And Bernie Sanders, according to Newsweek, is pushing for more stimulus checks. He wrote on Twitter, "Congress cannot go home for Christmas until stimulus payments are given out."
The economy is better. Why do we need to do this? Folks, I got to tell you, the economy is not getting better in most of our states. It's hurting.
This is our consensus bill. We all agree on it. It's ready to go. There's no excuse for either the speaker or the leader. You've got it. Give us a vote. Don't let us go home for Christmas without a vote on this.
So that was Senator Dick Durbin that you just heard from there. He is the second highest Democrat in the Senate. And the fact that he is saying he seems to be willing to take a deal without state and local aid is significant. Reporters asked other Democratic leaders yesterday if they would be willing to move without state and local aid. They did not completely say no as they did in the past. So we'll be looking for any update from them. We also have to note that this is really a time crunch. Government funding runs out on Friday.
Senator Bernie Sanders, one of the leading advocates for a second round of stimulus checks, said on Tuesday that Congress can't adjourn for the holidays without providing direct financial relief for Americans. Congress cannot go home for the holidays until we pass legislation which provides a $1,200 direct payment to working class adults, $2,400 for couples, and $500 for kids. This is what Democrats and Republicans did in March through the CARES Act. It's what we must do today. Now lawmakers are running out of time to reach a deal as the Senate plans to adjourn on Friday, according to Newsweek. It's been more than 8 months since Congress passed its first stimulus package, the historic $2 trillion CARES Act. Negotiations for a much-needed second stimulus have stalled, as Republicans and Democrats disagree over the size and scope of the legislation. Amid a time crunch, a bipartisan group of lawmakers unveiled a $908 billion stimulus package on Monday. This proposal is split into two plans: a $748 billion measure that includes more money for the Paycheck Protection Program and unemployment insurance, and a $160 billion bill that contains funding for state and local governments, as well as liability protections for businesses and universities. Neither plan includes a second round of stimulus checks for Americans or their families. Sanders called the legislation totally inadequate in an interview with Politico. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, do you think that Congress should pass Bernie Sanders' $1,200 second stimulus check? And do you think that more stimulus payments will be given out before the end of the year? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. And according to Business Insider, here are 3 ways the $748 billion stimulus package could aid millions of unemployed Americans. Nearly 13 million Americans could lose all the jobless aid at the end of the month if Congress does not renew federal unemployment programs that is set up in the spring. Lawmakers in both parties are scrambling this week to enact another emergency relief package before adjourning until January. A bipartisan group of largely centrist senators on Monday unveiled a $748 billion package that could aid unemployed people going into next year. Here are 3 of its key provisions for the unemployed. $300 weekly enhanced unemployment insurance for 16 weeks from the end of December until April 19, 2021. A 16-week extension of pandemic unemployment assistance for gig workers until April 19th. An extra 16 weeks until April 19th in pandemic emergency unemployment compensation, which provides payouts to people whose state benefits have dried up. According to Business Insider, this part of the federal rescue package could either be approved by Congress or attached to a year-end annual $1.4 trillion spending bill that will keep the government funded until early next year. Lawmakers have until midnight Friday to approve another spending bill, or many parts of the government will start shutting down.
That the American people understand how far removed the United States Congress is, and both political parties are, from their needs. They do polls out there, depending on the month, and Congress gets a 10% approval rating. On a good day, maybe a 20% approval rating. People understand that to a shameful degree, what Congress does is worry about the needs of wealthy campaign contributors, both political parties, and turns their backs on the needs of working people. A few months ago, Burlington, Vermont, not far from where I live.
With that being said, everybody, that is all the news in regards to your second stimulus check and unemployment benefits. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.